One of the biggest questions people ask when they first start working with Bach Flower Remedies is this: how do I know which remedy to take? Because when you discover Bach Flower Remedies, it can feel a little bit overwhelming because there are 38 different remedies and each one corresponds to a very specific emotional pattern. And many people recognize themselves in several of them. So how do you actually choose the right one? Today I'm going to show you a few very simple ways to choose Bach Flower Remedies, especially if you are a beginner. And I'll also give you a free guide where you can see all the 38 remedies and how to take them, so you have a practical reference. You can find that link in the description. Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a Bach Flower practitioner and vibrational healer, and I help emotionally sensitive and aware people understand their emotional patterns and heal them using Bach Flower Remedies. And today we're going to talk about something very practical: how to choose the right remedy for you. So very short, what are Bach Flower Remedies? So before we talk about how to choose a remedy, let me briefly explain what Bach Flower Remedies are, especially if you are completely new to them. Bach Flower Remedies were developed in the 1930s by the British physician Dr. Edward Bach. They are natural remedies made by infusing water with the energetic imprint of certain wildflowers. And each flower corresponds to a very specific emotional state. For instance, Bach Flower Mimulus for known fears, Scleranthus for uncertainty, pine for guilt, gentian for discouragement, white chestnut for overthinking, impatience for impatience, centauri for difficulty setting boundaries. The idea behind the system is very simple. Instead of suppressing emotions, the remedies help restore emotional balance, allowing the person to return to a more harmonious inner state. In short, they help you feel better, react differently, and have a much better life. They are extremely gentle remedies and are usually taken as drops in water several times per day. So with that in mind, let's now talk about how to actually choose the right remedy for you. Choosing the right Bach Flower remedy is not about diagnosing yourself perfectly. Many beginners, they start to analyze themselves deeply to find the perfect remedy, but that's actually not how the system really works. Dr. Edward Bach designed the remedies to be simple and intuitive, so you don't need psychological perfection. You just really need honest self-observation. And the question is really simple: how do I feel right now? So the easiest way to choose a remedy is to simply start with your current emotional state. Ask yourself, what emotion is most present in my life right now? Fear, overwhelm, sadness, guilt, uncertainty, exhaustion, difficulty setting boundaries. So each of the Bach Flower Remedies corresponds to one of these emotional patterns. For example, if someone feels very fearful about concrete situations, Mimulus may be helpful. If someone struggles with self-doubt and constantly seeks advice from others, Cerato might be relevant. If someone finds it difficult to say no and tends to give themselves away to others, Centauri might be appropriate. The key is to start with the dominant emotion. Another thing beginners often worry about is this: what if I recognize myself in many remedies? And that is actually completely normal. Human emotions are very complex and most people will resonate with several remedies, me included. Dr. Bach himself allowed combining remedies, so you can usually combine up to 6 or 7 remedies in a treatment bottle. So the goal is not to find only one remedy, the goal is to choose the remedies that describe your situation most clearly right now. Now, another helpful approach is something very simple: recognition. Sometimes you read a remedy description and something immediately clicks. You think, that is me. That kind of recognition is often a really good indicator, so you don't need to overthink it. Bach Flower Remedies work best when they are chosen with a mixture of honest reflection and intuitive recognition. If you are a beginner, I always recommend starting very simple. Choose 1, 2, or 3 remedies that resonate with you. You don't need a complicated formula. Sometimes a single remedy can already create meaningful shifts. The most important thing is consistency. Take the remedies regularly and observe what changes over time. Now, before we finish, I really want to mention one common mistake beginners make when working with Bach Flower Remedies. Very simple, they don't take them consistently because the remedies are so gentle and so subtle. Some people take them for a day or two and then forget about them. Or they take them only when they remember, or they don't immediately feel something, so they think they don't work and then they stop before they really start making a difference. But Bach Flower Remedies work best when they are taken regularly and consistently for a few weeks. The traditional recommendation is to take them several times per day, often 4 times per day, 4 drops over a period of at least a few weeks. This allows the emotional pattern to gradually shift and integrate. So if you start working with a remedy, try to stay with it for a while and observe what changes over time. Healing with Bach Flower Remedies is usually a process, not a one-time event. If you're just starting with Bach Flower Remedies, I created a free beginner's guide that you can download. And in that guide, you'll find a simple explanation of what Bach Flower Remedies are, an overview of all 38 remedies, and a very short explanation of how to take them. It is designed as a practical reference, so you can very quickly look up the remedies while you're learning the system. You'll find a link in the video description or in the pinned comment. One of the beautiful things about Bach Flower Remedies is that they invite you to become more aware of your own emotional world. Instead of suppressing emotions, you start observing them. You start asking, what am I actually feeling? What is asking for attention? And that awareness alone is already part of the healing process. If you want to learn how to work with Bach Flower Remedies more deeply, I also have a course called Bloom into Balance, where I guide you step by step through understanding your emotions, choosing remedies, and creating your own treatment bottles. You're also very welcome to join my community, the Remedy Circle, where people share experiences, we learn together, and if you join now, you have lifelong free access. If this video is helpful, feel free to leave a comment, share it with someone who might benefit from it. And if you're new to Bach Flower Remedies, welcome. This is a really beautiful system to work with. Thank you so much for being here with me. Loved making this video, and I'll see you in the next one.